Hey, welcome to Racket Debugging, episode 12, where we are going to find out what's wrong with this student's code. We've got a submission that just, it has some examples, but it doesn't really have any checks. And that's been creating a massive problem for this unlucky student. They need to learn how to drill down into some kind of problem and slowly work on fixing it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run the code. And so you can see that it doesn't work. I just ran it and I got this error. Length expectancy list given this funny cons thing. So this error is in the AO function, but I'm not going to make a lot of assumptions about this. I've done a little bit of looking at the code at this point, so I've got an idea. The AO function here is in the stop. That's a stop when function, so we know for sure that's having a problem. But you know, when you're starting this, you really need to chop away until you get to something that does work. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to comment out everything except for the this check with SN, which just makes sure that the model is an SN, and the toDraw function. And I'm hoping that this will work. Once you have a basic working model, there's two different ways you could go. So here, no error. Great. So now there's two different things we could do. Method one is we can improve the check with function. I think that's a good idea. So, and then the second method is we can go through step by step and add back in these functions so you can see which one causes the trouble. And that's also a scientific method. So I'll write this down for the audience. But the first thing we consider is actually science to determine where the problem really is and to improve the check with function, which would let us detect other problems earlier. And I'll try to do both of those. First, science to determine where the problem is. These two things ran successfully, so maybe the onTick is the next one to attempt. So we'll uncomment onTick, and we expect the onTick, the tick handler is actually causing the problem. So sure enough, enlist expects blah, bad thing. So you can see down here this red error message. We do actually have a problem. So I want to run the tick handler separately. That means I'm going to take the initial model and make a variable out of it. I see the initial model has some randomness in it. I don't like randomness when I'm trying to track down bugs, so I'm going to make up random numbers and figure out and make these non-random. So this random number is 4. 4 times 20 is 80 plus 10 is 90. And I'm going to pretend I'm saying this random number here is 8. 8 times 20, 160 plus 10, 170. So now I have no randomness in my EM1. And I'm expecting that tick EM1 will give us something that we don't like. I'm going to comment out the Big Bang because we don't need to be seeing all the animations while we're tracking down the issue. So tick EM1. And here, so I don't know what should have come up, but surely not this thing with the cons in it. Really, this is beginning Racket problems. You should have a check expect for your tick handler saying what should come out. The tick handler up here is only a couple steps long. Oh, it's kind of long here. Well, but there it is. Make SN, update snake, tick apple, blah, blah. So let's actually focus on the steps inside of the tick handler. Let's take a look at update snake and tick apple. So we'll try the tick apple first. Tick apple EM1. And see what that looks like. And you know, when you're exploring these issues, you can see down at the bottom. So tick apple actually does not produce anything bad. Looks just fine. So so now we want to do update snake on the results from the previous thing, which is the tick apple. And oops, we didn't call it X, we called it EM1. Oh, and there it is. There's the bad thing. So now you know that update snake is the bad function, and you go and you find update snake and see if you can see what's wrong with it. Well, what a mess. I don't think I can see what's wrong with this function. So, yikes. I guess that's up to you. Now the user should be able to say when X. So, well, here, I'll write a check expect. Check expect. Update snake. And I'm going to copy and paste this code here because I don't want to run any helper functions in case they get messed up. This is just a make snakes with 3 different things in it. 1 list, 1 posin, and 1 number. And now what should come out, unfortunately, I don't know what should come out, but I'm sure it should not be this thing with the cons of a make posin and something else. So you need to say what this function does. Okay. And I'm going to comment out this whole thing because without knowing what the function does, I can't fix it. Or what it's supposed to do, I can't fix it.